Have you been hearing the latest buzz around the upcoming Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6? Well, buckle up, because we're about to spill the beans on some exclusive leaks that are sure to get foldable fanatics buzzing. Today, we're going to dive into some exclusive leaks about the highly anticipated Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6. So, without further ado, let's jump right in and explore some of the most exciting changes and upgrades that are supposedly in the works for the Galaxy Z Fold 6, shall we? First up, let's talk about the overall design and dimensions of the Galaxy Z Fold 6. According to the latest leaks from Ice Universe on Twitter, this bad boy's going to weigh in at a respectable 239 grams. That's the exact same weight as the Voyager Black One Plus Open, finally putting the Galaxy Z Fold 6 in the first tier level when it comes to foldable smartphone heft. Now, you might be thinking, wait, 239 grams? That's still pretty heavy. And you'd be right. Foldable phones have historically been on the heavier side due to all the complex internals required to make the flexible display work. But the fact that Samsung has managed to match the weight of the OnePlus Open is an impressive feat of engineering. Continuing on the size and dimension front, the Ice Universe leaks also reveal that the standard Galaxy Z Fold 6 will have an unfolded thickness of just 5.6 millimeters and a folded thickness of 12.1 millimeters. That's significantly slimmer than the current Z Fold 5, which measures 6.3 millimeters unfolded and 13.4 millimeters folded. Another area where the Galaxy Z Fold 6 is expected to shine is in its display and hinge technology. Now, we all know that Samsung has been a pioneer in the foldable space, and the company's hinge designs have played a huge role in making these devices more durable and practical. Well, it seems like they're taking things to the next level with the Z Fold 6. According to the leaks, Samsung is utilizing the same improved hinge mechanism that debuted on the Z Fold 5 last year. This three-part hinge system allowed for the elimination of that pesky gap between the folding display panels, resulting in a much sleeker and more seamless look and feel. But the upgrades don't stop there. We're also expecting to see some significant improvements to the actual display panels themselves. According to Ice Universe, the resolution of both the internal and external screens has been boosted. The main 7.6-inch internal display now has a 7:6 aspect ratio, while the 6.3-inch cover screen features a wider 22:9 proportion. These resolution and aspect ratio enhancements should deliver an even more immersive and detailed viewing experience, whether you're watching videos, browsing the web, or multitasking across multiple apps. And speaking of that external screen, the wider 22:9 ratio should also make it more comfortable and practical for everyday tasks, like typing and app usage. When you combine these display and hinge enhancements with the slimmer overall design and lightweight build, it's clear that Samsung is really pulling out all the stops to deliver a foldable that feels premium, polished, and practical in equal measure. And that's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the upgrades we're expecting to see. Now, let's talk about what's going on under the hood of the Galaxy Z Fold 6. As you'd expect from a flagship-level foldable, this thing is going to be packing some serious heat in the performance department. First and foremost, we're anticipating that the Z Fold 6 will be powered by the latest and greatest silicone from Qualcomm, most likely the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chipset. This cutting-edge processor is rumored to deliver significant improvements in both raw performance and power efficiency compared to the current Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. And to complement that beefy CPU, we're also expecting Samsung to equip the Z Fold 6 with generous helpings of RAM and storage. Leaks point to either 12 GB or 16 GB of super-fast LPDDR5 times memory, as well as the latest UFS 4.0 flash storage for lightning-fast data access. In terms of battery life, the Z Fold 6 is said to be packing a sizable cell, though the exact capacity hasn't been confirmed yet. What we do know is that it'll likely match or exceed the 4400 mAh battery found in the Z Fold 5. And while the rumored 25-watt fast charging speed isn't exactly class-leading, it should still provide a decent top-up time to get you back in the action. One area where we're hoping to see a bigger leap forward is in the camera department. The Z Fold 5 was a bit of a mixed bag when it came to photography, with its 50-megapixel primary shooter delivering solid results, but not quite reaching the heights of the best camera phones on the market. Now, there have been some conflicting reports about the camera setup for the Z Fold 6. Some sources suggest it'll be essentially the same as the previous model, with a 50-megapixel main, 12-megapixel ultra-wide, and a 3x telephoto lens. However, others have hinted at the possibility of a 200-megapixel main camera, similar to what we're seeing on the latest Galaxy S24 Ultra. If Samsung does manage to squeeze that massive 200-megapixel sensor into the Z Fold 6, it could be a real game-changer, offering jaw-dropping detail and versatility for your photos and videos. Of course, we'll have to wait for the official launch to see how it all shakes out, but either way, you can bet the camera experience is going to be a big focus for the Z Fold 6. Now, we all know that hardware is only half the battle when it comes to flagship smartphones these days. The software experience is just as important, if not more so. And when it comes to foldable devices like the Galaxy Z Fold 6, the software really needs to be on point to take full advantage of that unique form factor. Fortunately, Samsung has been leading the charge when it comes to foldable optimized software. The current One UI 6.1 on the Z Fold 5 is already a powerhouse, with a ton of multitasking features, app continuity functionality, and intuitive gestures to make the most of that big flexible display. And if the rumors are accurate, One UI 6.1.1 on the Z Fold 6 is going to take things to the next level. We're expecting to see tighter integration with Samsung's growing Galaxy AI ecosystem, which could bring some genuinely useful productivity-boosting tools to the table. Imagine being able to quickly generate custom content, translate text, or even control smart home devices, all through seamless voice commands and gestures on your foldable. The possibilities are really exciting, and it's clear Samsung is investing heavily in this area to give the Z Fold 6 a serious edge over the competition. Of course, we'll also likely see a host of under-the-hood optimizations to ensure the software experience is as smooth and responsive as possible. Things like improved multi-window management, better app optimization for the larger displays, and refined stylus integration for those who opt for the S Pen are all on the table. Now, Samsung has been getting pretty consistent with the launch timeline for its foldable lineup, typically unveiling the new models in late July or early August each year. And based on the latest rumors, it seems like they're sticking to that same playbook for 2024. Reports suggest we could see the Z Fold 6 and its clamshell sibling, the Z Flip 6, make their grand debut as early as the first week or two of July. This would put the launch a few weeks earlier than the Z Fold 5, which debuted in late July 2023. As for pricing, this is where things get a little interesting. You see, the leaks are pointing to a two-tier approach for the Z Fold 6 lineup. There's reportedly going to be a standard regular model as well as a higher-end Ultra variant. The standard Z Fold 6 is rumored to carry a price tag of around $1,800, roughly in line with the $1,799 MSRP of the current Z Fold 5. Not bad considering the amount of upgrades we're expecting, but the real curveball is the potential pricing of that Z Fold 6 Ultra. According to the latest intel, this premium foldable could cost as much as $2,000 or even a bit more. Now, that's a lot of cash, no doubt about it. But when you consider the rumored improvements, like a titanium chassis, an even more advanced display, and potentially some extra camera capabilities, it kind of starts to make sense. Samsung knows it needs to pull out all the stops to keep the Galaxy Z Fold 6 line competitive against the growing number of high-end foldable options from companies like OnePlus, Google, and Oppo. And if that means charging a premium for the absolute top-of-the-line model, well, they're probably willing to take that risk. Of course, the big question is whether consumers will be willing to fork over that kind of cash for a foldable smartphone, even one as feature-packed as the Z Fold 6 Ultra. Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure. Samsung is clearly aiming to cement its position as the undisputed king of the foldable hill with this new lineup. So there you have it, folks, a deep dive into all the latest and greatest rumors surrounding the upcoming Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6. From the sleek new design and refined hinge to the powerful internals and cutting-edge software features, this thing is shaping up to be one heck of a foldable flagship.